So here we are. We are back on YouTube Live every Tuesday at high noon. So I've been away for 5 weeks, but we are back, and so let's get started. So today we're going to talk about VPNs, virtual private networks. So this is Go for Lunch, brought to you by GoFor Technology, where we make your technology work for you. I am your host, Roger Harmon, and this is the August 9th edition of Go for Lunch. So, VPNs. What is a VPN? So it's a security technology that is meant to protect and encrypt your connection to the World Wide Web. It works by creating a secure and private VPN tunnel between two devices. So one device obviously is your computer or your iPad or your iPhone. The other device is a VPN server that connects you to the internet. So it allows users to securely and privately surf the web. And it grants private internet access to anywhere, anytime. So let's break down VPN. Virtual means that you're able to have a virtual encrypted tunnel for your data to be securely transferred over the web. Private means you use encryption so that all your activities are kept private and hidden from curious eyes. Network, so using a VPN might sound like it's not a big deal, but in fact, every time you connect to a VPN server, you get access to an entire network of servers covering the whole planet. So this is what it looks like. You are there on the left. The two green lines show the private tunnel going through the internet. One line is to the internet, the other line is returning from the internet. So then you connect to the VPN server, which then connects you anonymously to the World Wide Web. And these bad guys that are lurking around cannot see what you are doing. So that's the tunnel through the internet that hides your activity. So, to review, what does a VPN do? It uses encryption to disguise your online activities. It hides your internet protocol address, also known as your IP, allowing you to browse securely and freely and anonymously. And as you may know, your IP address is used by advertisers and others to pinpoint your location. So sometimes when you're surfing the website you're going to, say like Home Depot, they might think that you're in Phoenix because the internet service provider is actually providing the service out of Phoenix. But with a VPN, you choose where your IP address is coming from. Excuse me, got a little allergy thing going on today. So how does a VPN work? Well, you subscribe to a VPN provider, you download their software on your Mac, your iOS, or other devices like a Fire Stick, and then you connect the VPN software when you need it. So when might you need it? So let's talk about that. Now, one of the common uses of a VPN is when you're locally outside your house at a restaurant, a coffee shop, or some other place that provides Wi-Fi service. This is the time you should be using a VPN to hide what you're doing in that tunnel, so that if there's a hacker lurking trying to snoop on your information, you are completely protected. Another case for using a VPN is if you travel and you want to access streaming services in the United States while you're outside the United States, then a VPN server will show that you're connecting from inside the US and allow you to watch things like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, and more. So what about those free VPNs that you've probably heard about? Well, like many other things, when it's free, you are the product. So these free VPNs may be harvesting your information and selling it to advertisers. To run a VPN system, they have to buy hardware, they have to pay for internet connections, and they can't do this for free, so they're having to make their money some way, and that might be by selling your information. So only use a reputable VPN provider and pay for the service. Know that it is secure. So what are the best VPNs for your Apple products? So what I did to determine this was I looked at many reviews and averaged the top 4 or 5 and came up with this list. So all of these were highly rated by the different reviewers on different sites, and so this is what we came up with. So ExpressVPN is the one that I personally use and have had the most experience. I've also used TunnelBear and Select VPN. Surfshark is another popular provider, as is NordVPN and Private Internet Access VPN. So let's look at these individually. ExpressVPN has 3,000 or more fast, high-speed servers in 94 countries. They use, as do most of these in our top 4 list, use AES 256-bit encryption, which is very high security. They work with Netflix, Hulu, HBO, BBC, iPlayer, Amazon Prime Video, Disney Plus, and other streaming services. And they are compatible with Mac OS, iOS, Android, Windows, Linux routers, Fire TV or Fire Stick, and browsers. So we have Surfshark. They have 3,200 plus servers in 65 locations. They have unlimited device support. So if you have a large family with lots of devices, this might be a determining factor for choosing Surfshark because they have unlimited device support. They have a premium tier that includes anti-malware, ad blocking, and tracker blocking. So if you don't already have these services, this might be something to consider, but it does cost more. And they are on these popular platforms. NordVPN has a good reputation, has been around for a while. They have 5,400 plus servers in 83 locations. They allow 6 simultaneous network connections, and they also have the ability to VPN into Tor. Now, if you don't know what Tor is, don't worry about it. If you do know what Tor is, then this is a good feature. And again, they are on these platforms. And last in our top 4 is Private Internet Access, sometimes referred to as PIA. They have 33,665 servers across 73 countries. They will allow you to have 10 devices simultaneously on their system. And the only downside that the reviewers found was that the Mac app is clunky in comparison with some of the other apps from the other providers. So you probably wonder, how much does a VPN service cost? Well, ExpressVPN seems to be the most expensive at $697 a month. That's for a 15-month program. That's 12 months with 3 months free. However, they have a promotion at the moment that includes 1 year of Backblaze cloud storage. So Backblaze costs $70 a year. So for the first year at least, this might be a very good deal. Surfshark is $2.30 a month, and that's a 2-year term with 2 free months for a total of 26 months. Then we have NordVPN, which is $3.29 a month for 24 months. And then private internet access is $2.19 a month, and that's 2 years plus 2 free months for a total of 26 months. So most of these do have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try them out. If they don't fit your needs, then within the first 30 days you can get your money refunded. So how do you activate a VPN on Mac OS? Well, let's just go ahead and do that. So we're going to go into Safari. And I actually don't have a VPN on this computer because this is my Mac Mini and it's not portable. So I haven't put a VPN on here. So we're going to show the entire process. So we typed in the 3 letters that begin with ExpressVPN. There it is. Now, when you get to the website, if you click here on Get ExpressVPN, it takes you to the payment page. So we don't want to go there because I've already paid for it. So I'm going to go down here to the very bottom, click on Mac VPN, and download the app. I'm going to allow it, and so there it's downloading. It's done, so I'm going to click on the little circle with the down arrow, which shows my downloads, and double click on the icon, which is the package file. And I'm going to allow it and continue, so you can see some of the features there, and install, and put in my password for my computer. And so we are installing it. And of course we're going to get to questions here in a minute, so if you have any questions, now would be a good time to ask it. So since I have a subscription already, I'm going to sign in, and I am going to get my subscription activation code. And I forgot that they had this little let's see here. I didn't rehearse this because I wanted to do it live, but I did do this last week when I was in Mexico, and I didn't remember this little tricky way that they are secure. So let's see if I click on sign in, if they give me another option here. So they haven't sent me an email yet with my activation code. So we're going to wait on that and go look at how to activate a VPN on your iPhone. So here we are in our email looking for the activation code. So I'm going to swipe down from the center to activate the search and type in Express. You can see it's already there because I accessed it recently. So this is the ExpressVPN app on the iPhone. So it says it's not connected. The selected location is Los Angeles. They have also an option here of a smart location, and smart location means that it's a location based on what you're trying to do, the minimum latency and the maximum speed. So obviously, since Phoenix is closer, there should be less latency and a higher speed, but we're going to go with Los Angeles. So we're going to connect the we're going to connect by hitting the circle with a little on-off symbol in it. And so now we are connected. So everything we do, you can see in the top right, it said VPN there for a moment before the cellular and Wi-Fi symbols and the battery symbol replaced it. So now everything I do on the iPhone is going through the VPN tunnel and is very secure. So let's go back to Safari and see if we've gotten an email from ExpressVPN, and we didn't, but we did get a message from Leslie Ann, which I will answer here in a second. So I guess we're not going to show you how to do that, but basically it's the same. You bring up the app on your Mac and hit it connect. It looks very similar to the one on the iOS. So that's how you activate on the Mac and iOS. So questions. And while you're putting in questions, don't forget to share the GoFor Gazette, which comes to your email every Monday morning at 7 o'clock, with anybody you know that uses Apple products, and encourage them to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. We only are 9 shy of having 100 subscriptions, so that's a magic number as far as YouTube is concerned. So let's help get to 100 subscriptions. If you haven't updated Zoom in the last couple of weeks, then there is a version 5.11.3 available. So you should go ahead and do that. Also, Watch OS 8.7 is available and stable. iOS version 15.6 should be okay. Haven't seen any problems with that. And you should also do any security updates on Mac OS. And then, in case you're wondering whether you should go to Monterey, the determining factor from my experience on Monterey is whether you have, I don't know why Keynote wanted to quit there. Okay, there we go. So before you update to Monterey, make sure that your printer supports Monterey. And of course, before you do any updates, make sure you back up your computer, at least to Time Machine. Okay. So let's look at who's joined us. Good to see you, David and Diana. And Bob is here. And Leslie Ann has a question. So she uses VPN, ExpressVPN when she's overseas, and she had a question that said that YouTube wouldn't let her into chat, but obviously she's figured that out, and what she had to do was to sign in to YouTube with her Gmail username, which is your YouTube and Google account number. So she figured that out. So David is watching on Apple TV, and Diana is listening, and Bob, you're supposed to bring cookies when you're late. And okay, so David has a question about the built-in VPN that Apple has in beta in Safari. Frankly, I don't have any experience with it, and it is in beta, so I think we need to wait till it comes out of beta and watch for reviews and see how it's working. And Chris is just tuning in, so glad you made it, Chris. And of course, any of you can watch the replay, which is available. So Leslie Ann has a question. It's not your regular picture. Did you create a channel? So you didn't create a channel. What you could have created was an additional Google account. So if you use a different Gmail address, then it would show a different picture. So you probably have more than one Gmail address and you used one that is not the normal one you use. So that is the way that works. So I was using a VPN last week when I was in Mexico, and for the first time I added it to a Fire Stick. So if you have a Fire Stick, I don't know whether VPNs are available on Roku. I'll have to check that out. But on a Fire Stick, at least ExpressVPN, and I think some of the others, have an application. So you go into the Fire Stick App Store when you're in the Fire Stick and download the ExpressVPN app, and then you turn it on the same way that we did on iOS. So it works the same, and I was able to watch Netflix on a Fire Stick while in a foreign country. So Chris has a good point that the Apple stuff is not a real VPN. So there's several features in Apple that work kind of like an VPN, but they're not as full featured as the VPNs that we talked about. So I will come and help you. Okay, well, if there are no more questions, then thank you all for coming. I'm glad to be back again, and we will be here next Tuesday at high noon with another helpful topic to help you use your Apple products better. So have a great rest of your day and be safe.